All right, what up, everybody? Give me a second. Let me get my guest in here. It shouldn't be but a second. One second. Ooh. Give it 1 second. Oh, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, give me 1 second. I'm still trying to get my guest on here. See if- Okay. Try to request to join the screen. Let me see. There should be a thing that says like request to join. There we go. Approve. All right. Mm. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's good to get this thing going now. All right. Uh,
I'm yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna let everybody know that I didn't prep you. I didn't tell you anything about what we were gonna be talking about. I didn't give you any spoilers or anything like that. So you said you have seen some of my lives before.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen whenever I went back and forth with other people?
I've seen. Excuse me. Not as much as a live have I seen you go back and forth. I've seen you kind of go back and forth like post wise.
Uh huh.
Be like
All right.
that sometimes.
So basically, how we do this is basically I kind of usually people approach me with topics that they hear me talk about, and then they basically try to get off their chest what they feel about how I be saying and things like that.
Hmm.
But today I wanted to like find somebody that I know that is a mother that is kind of opinionated on Facebook and things like that. And I'm not, and you just kind of fit a little bit of a bill for me. So can I
Okay.
ask you a question? I want to ask you what, in your opinion, identifies somebody that's not doing good as far as being a parent?
Um. Okay. So one, let me lead with this.
Mm-hmm.
Being a parent is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
You do not get an instruction manual when we push them out.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I come down on myself sometimes as a mom, and it's mom guilt, all the things. Like, so as far as what I feel like someone who is not being a good parent
Mm-hmm.
would be, um, kids are tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are tricky. So like you'll think it's like, it's so hard to answer that because it's so many things. Like, for example, I'll give you. I personally have been having issues with my son behavior wise. Right,
Okay.
he'll be 10 this year. I'll be 30 this year. And what I was told was, because I'm in therapy and I was talking about, and what I was told was I was bringing up certain issues.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me, she was like, you have this. She said she considered me well balanced because she said you have this kind of old school approach, but
Mm-hmm.
you also have not the gentle parent, soft parent thing going on, but
Mm-hmm.
like you recognize basically what needed to be implemented then versus now.
Okay.
So I feel like I feel like bad parenting to me is not tailoring the way that you parent your child based off of their needs and opposed to what you feel like is right and wrong as a parent.
Okay.
Because
So,
different kids need different
oh, go ahead.
things.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, different kids need different things, and certain behaviors that may be being shown,
Mm-hmm.
there's usually a deeper rooted thing in it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you as a parent to see past the behavior or the disrespect or whatever is going on to be able to properly parent your child and understand what it is that they actually need besides what you're used to or how you were raised.
Mm-hmm. So for me, whenever I do these lives, what people tend to do is they tend to look at me and they like, oh, he ain't got kids, so why is he even speaking on like people that got kids and things like that? But for me, the way that I feel is I was raised in a way of where I got a very good example of bad parenting. And basically I seen a lot of things that I felt like, hey, you know what? So you said a second ago that it doesn't come with a rule book, it doesn't come with an
Mhm.
instruction manual. But how I feel is certain things don't actually need you to have like a manual as far
Right.
as your own behavior. Like we've seen on Facebook how many times where people will have their kids in the backseat of their car when they go pull up to fight somebody.
Yeah,
Like
that's not okay.
how many times have we okay, people will say things like, as long as a person's trying, this and that.
No.
And sometimes I feel like, we give too much of a grace to the parents and not enough attention to what the parents aren't doing right, basically. So
I agree.
basically, so basically what I'll do is I'll comment and I'll say, well, you smoke a lot of weed. I'm watching you as a parent. You spend $240 on X, Y, and Z. Basically, you go
Mhm.
and you buy your pills, you buy your cigarettes, you buy your whatever it is, and then whenever school time comes around, whenever the beginning of the school year comes around, Christmas time, they'll tell the kids like, oh, you can't have it like all the other kids because we ain't fortunate like that. And it's like, are y'all not fortunate, or are you not willing to sacrifice what you are willing, your habits, to make sure your child actually has something basically for certain events? So
I agree, but let me say this though.
mm-hmm,
Because as a parent who steps for their child
mm-hmm,
all year long,
mm-hmm,
when it comes around those certain holidays, like for example, I'm one of them people. My mom always got me something for Valentine's Day. Even
mm-hmm,
still to this day, as a grown ass woman, I got this ring a few years ago. Like I'm always grew up spoiled. Let me start with that. So
mm-hmm,
like I've continued to do certain things like that for my kid, right?
mm-hmm,
But knowing that I do for my child 365 all year long, he don't miss he, all the things.
mm-hmm,
I will not get besides myself if I cannot deliver the way that I feel like I can. But I also raise my kid to be not materialistic in the same sense. Like
right,
my kid is this type of kid. He won't so much question why he doesn't have this or he doesn't have that. He's
mm-hmm,
the type that'll sneak a toy to school to give it to somebody who he know didn't get nothing for Christmas. But that's
right,
because that's how I raised him. Another
mm-hmm,
prime example, my dad, funny story. My dad came to pick up my kid. This was like a year or two ago. Came to
mm-hmm,
pick up my kid. Oh, we going to go get shoes. My dad's super materialistic, super nothing wrong with it. You like what you like. Oh yeah, you come on. My son's name is Pharaoh. Come on, Pharaoh. We about to go get some Jordans. Pharaoh said, "Who's Jordan?" I didn't raise him that way.
right, exactly,
So like, I feel like that in that sense, when it comes to that situation specifically, as a mom, I felt mom guilt for that. Like, oh, but my thing be bills. Like, I
mm-hmm,
don't get no stamps, I don't get no assistance, I don't get none of that. No shades, nobody to do.
right,
Your business is your business.
right,
But I'm not going to kill myself or come down on myself
mm-hmm,
trying to do right or trying to get all of this stuff when one, I know I do year round, and two, I gotta argue with you every day about chores
right,
and stuff that you know you're supposed to do on the daily damn basis. You don't
right.
just get nothing for existing, and I want to teach him that early. Like, you know,
No, I get it.
yeah, be a kid, but there's a line. Like, there's a fine line. Like, yes, grow up, be a kid. I don't want him to have to be too grown, sooner than
Uh-huh.
he has to be, as far as responsibilities, his mental, all the things. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta earn shit. You don't just get something for existing. Like,
Right. Right. And I definitely agree with that. So whenever I say, say that, I don't mean it as much as, give your last to make sure that
yeah,
things go the way that, society make pushes on us to, make
yeah,
things go. But the simple thought process is like, hey, when you over have fun for yourself, I was raised by a parent that had her fun. She
yeah,
went and she enjoyed her life. And a lot of times, whenever the lights was cut off, the water was cut off, I looked around and I was like, damn, where did the money go? And
priorities.
then I went to like go see my stepdad in prison, and I'm sitting here looking at a grown man in prison with a pair of Air Max on, and I'm like, bruh, I don't even have a decent pair of shoes at home. Why he got a pair of Air Max? And you find out, like, okay, so the bill money got put to the side because I wanted to provide for my husband for her at the
Yeah,
time that's in jail. And it's like, but what about what's going on for us outside?
I agree, and I will say this. I will say this. A lot of people parent out of trauma. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
say that that's your, as far as your parents go,
Mm-hmm.
but to be a decent parent, you first have to be able to take accountability within yourself and look at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm selfish as a person
Mm-hmm.
and having a kid doesn't make me not want to be selfish, then I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
be a selfish parent and I'm going to do shit like that.
Right.
Or as a person, as a grown adult, whether a kid was here or not, I need
Mm-hmm.
water, I need lights, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if me as a person can't prioritize that, when another life comes along, it's not going to necessarily
Make you.
one plus one has to equal two. And
Yeah.
we are dealing with people, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to learn the hard way. Everybody does not think the way that you do. Shit that
Uh-huh.
should make sense, that is clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and this is coming from somebody who worked for a utility company, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had people on the phone dead ass tell me, like, oh yeah, um, y'all cut me off, but I thought I had more time to pay the bill and I just bought my man some shoes, so
Oh shoot. Oh
excuse
no.
me, or I need y'all to hurry up and get out here and turn my services back on because I got kids at home. Ma'am, you knew you had kids before I knew you had kids. I don't know you. I don't know what you
Mm-hmm.
got going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
You was supposed to be cut off the 18th. It's the 29th and you just now got cut off. And you didn't pay that bill until you got cut off. Like, you see what I
Right.
mean? So, in order to be a decent parent, you first have to be willing to take accountability and look at yourself as an individual. And a lot
Right.
of people don't do that. To
Mm-hmm.
me, my kid was a wake up call to me. I ain't gonna hold you. When I had my son, I was 20. I was
Mm-hmm.
selfish as hell. I was the only child for 13 years. The
Mm-hmm.
only child, the first granddaughter, the first niece, like, spoiled, okay? Like, but I realized when I had that kid, like, I can't do the same shit I was doing. Like, so I'm actually responsible for somebody else's life. Like, oh
Mm-hmm.
shit, I can't be homeless because it ain't me being homeless, it's us being homeless. Like, that
Right.
switch don't click to everybody. And I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not gonna make excuses for it,
Mm-hmm.
but that be the disconnect. So, like, when it comes to someone being a bad parent,
Mm-hmm.
they have to, I feel like being a bad parent leads into them not assessing themselves and taking the necessary steps to be a decent individual who is parenting another child. That's why
Right.
we have kids who are bullies. That's why we have kids that are out here acting crazy because they know their mama don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it starts with self first. Like, you got to be able to take enough accountability with self before you can think that you can parent another kid. Because
Mm-hmm.
what they do is they get old enough and then they don't respect you.
Right.
And then you taking it as them disrespecting you when you never gave them anything to respect in the first place. You don't respect yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you
You don't
saying that
respect
so
yourself. How
much.
you expect them to respect you?
Right.
And kids are innocents. They have no malice. They have no previous beef with you. They don't have no reason to disrespect you.
Right.
So if they don't respect you or they ain't, you gotta look yourself.
Right. Right. And I appreciate you hearing that. I appreciate you saying that so much because I be trying to tell people all the time, your kid acts the way because people like a lot of people like to disassociate with their child's behavior, and they'll like make it seem like their child just is out of control. And I'm like, hey, did you ever apply pressure to your children in a loving way? Did you ever actually be there for your kid, or did you care about yourself? Let your kids grow up. They grew up separately because a lot of times in our community, moms grow up in one room, the kids grow up in another room, and then by the time it's the kids just started acting up, now it's too late to actually say something to them about their behavior
Yeah,
because
because
they
yeah,
don't even they don't even respect you to even say anything to them at this point. They don't even want you to say anything to them at this point because a lot of kids are already angry like damn, the world is already cruel to me. And what is it like? What is a world when we got our 12 years running around talking about life is cruel? I ain't got this, I ain't got that. I'm hungry when I get home. How is your kids hungry when you get food stamps and then you decide to sell the food stamps for half the price of the money that you got? And it's not like I don't get the culture. It's not to disrespect our culture of where we come from. But what it seems like to me, and the reason why I do my podcast is because a lot of people like to disassociate from the shit that they do and just make it seem like they've never done anything wrong as far as being a parent. And just everything basically throwing out there that kids don't come with a rule book just abolishes everything wrong that they ever did as a parent.
yeah, no, that's not fair. And then that's not fair to the kid because, prime example, I was kind of like going back and forth with my grandmother, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she had brought up something like, oh, so what if your son came home and you asked him to do something and he was like, well, mom, I kind of had a bad day. I don't really want to XYZ. Da, 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 da. What's going to be your response? It's up to us to break generational curses. Because I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you what my parents or my grandmothers or whoever's response may have been.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, you depressed them dishes. Like, like, but I don't
Right,
do
I
that to
get
him.
it.
Like, especially having a little brown boy, like, I want to train him with emotional intelligence. So, oh, you had a bad day. Let's unpack that. What happened? What's going on? I
Right.
want to give you a space to be comfortable to let me know what's on your mind. Now,
Mm-hmm.
don't come with no BS. Don't try to play me. Don't try to do no funny bunny because I ain't with that. But
Right.
talk to me because I want to give you an open space to talk to me. But I will also say this too. When it comes to parenting as well, like, you have the expectation that people have certain traits and moral values that they do not possess. Prime example, I had an issue with my kid. He was stealing and lying. Two things I hate is a liar and a thief. You
Mm-hmm.
get anything you ask for, like, what are we doing? Like, what's happening? So
Mm-hmm.
now the way that I broke it down to him was, when you do things like that, I have to question your integrity. If I call my son right now, if he was here, I would have him come in here and tell you the definition. He knows what integrity means.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you compromise your integrity, that means as your mom, I want to be on your side. I'm going to go to bat for you every time. But if I
Mm-hmm.
have to question that, I ain't saying I ain't going to go to bat. But I'm going to have to do some investigating on my own. Whereas your mom, I should just be able to automatically have your back, right?
Right.
As your mom, I'm the one person you should want to have your back. Like, but I can't do that when you move in shiesty. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
And I don't move like that. But I understand me having my own level of emotional intelligence. Okay, this is coming from somewhere.
Right.
Why are we doing this? Do you need attention? Do you what's going on?
Right.
Talk to me. But as black people, I feel like, especially when it comes to boys,
Mm-hmm.
emotional intelligence is not really push when it comes to young men. Like, I have, I mean, it's gotten better, I will say that, but I've had conversations with people where, oh, I wasn't allowed to cry. I can't cry. I can't,
Yeah.
I ain't allowed to. You're human. If
Mm-hmm.
one thing that differentiates us from any species on this planet is the fact that we're able to feel certain things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to dehumanize you. Like, that's not fair. Just because you're a man. and now I'm raising you, and you're gonna have to deal with somebody's daughter, and you lack emotional intelligence, and now she calling me. I don't want to talk to your girlfriend.
Right.
Like,
I get
for
I get
real.
that. No, I definitely get that. Now, you know what's crazy? The thing that I understand it, but I also don't understand it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not somebody that speaks to judge. I'm speaking on purpose. I'm speaking intentionally to try to teach people from the mistakes that my parents made with
Yeah,
me. But when people hear me speak, they're looking at it like, oh, he's, being judgmental. He's not giving nobody the, any type of grace and things like that. They look. But then when I get on Facebook, I'll see a woman post some shit that I would say or I have said just in a different set of words, whatever their wording would be, and people would be like, "Girl, facts, da 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 da," or the popular guys out here, the guys would be like, "Hey, look, these females ain't nothing out here. They be X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z," and people will flock to they post, and I'd be like, "They just talking trash." Like they actually just talking trash. They're not trying to help nobody. They're not trying to put any type of lessons into anybody. But everybody quit is quick whenever they see me. They're like, "Hey, you know what? He's not allowed to speak on any of this." And I'm like, for what reason am I not allowed to take the story that I have and put it out there compared to just somebody that's just angry at somebody else?
I'll tell you this on that. Me personally, I don't care. I said what I
Hmm.
said.
Hmm.
Like, you can get, and a lot of that though is too. They take it so harsh. Now, when it comes to the popular people, yeah, everybody want to be down with the popular crowd. They gonna ride with whoever they feel like wave
Hmm.
they can ride because people don't know how to have their own wave. I got
Right.
my own wave. I got my own ocean. I got my own sea and whatever else. So I said what
Hmm.
I said, and you can agree, you can disagree. One thing a very smart man told me was opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. So
Right.
I'm not coming down off my opinion, but I also am in a place to where I'm not unteachable. I may
Hmm.
feel some way, and then upon further discussion, I
Hmm.
may not necessarily agree with you or change the way I feel, but I can at least see the way that you got there.
Right.
As far as the popular, like they, whatever. That's whatever. Like at the end of the day, I said what I said, and
Right.
that just is what it is. You either agree or you don't. Like, this is my page. You can delete me. You can do whatever you want to do. I don't
Hmm.
unsay what I said. You see my post personally. I will stick to my guns. I don't care. I will argue. I'm not arguing because I don't care. I
Uh-huh.
said what I said.
So one thing that I really do appreciate, even though you said in joking form a lot of times, is poor coochie management, which I think that's fucking hilarious when you
That
say
is a
it.
thing.
So I laugh at it, but at the same time, I think that's one of the most serious things that we need to unpack as far as the black culture goes.
Yes.
And I don't want it. I promise you. Listen, I don't want to attack black women when I say it. I promise you, I don't. But
It
it's
ain't just
certain.
black women. It's women, period. Poor coochie management ain't got no race. It's poor coochie management. It's white girls out here with, don't get me
Mhm.
started, okay? White Chinese.
So whenever I'm talking about it, I'm like, hey, so I get it. I get niggas ain't shit. I promise you, I understand that these niggas are not anything. The worst thing that I can say about niggas is niggas are not shit. They're not there for women. And I'm the first person to tell you that I will tell any woman that even though it affects me, I wish that females would stop fucking with niggas until niggas stop feeling cool and acting the way they act, and they actually start standing on some type of moral, start standing for some type of thing, and then they earn their way back into getting with a black woman. I get it. Sounds crazy. I sounds over the top, but I be feeling like, how is it that you go out here, y'all idolize the dope dealer, y'all make the dope dealer the coolest nigga in the world, like he's at the top of the food chain, and then when things go wrong because he's making enough money not to even give a damn about you. He's making so much money as far as being a dope dealer that he's looking at you like you just a possession. You're just a part of his life. So
Mm-hmm.
he's willing to go out here. He's willing to cheat on you. He's willing to go have 3 and 4 babies. But then I look at so many women and I'm like, okay, so you his fifth baby mama. Why is it that you thought that you was going to be the one, even though all the other baby mamas are saying, hey, he's a shitty person. He beats on women. He cheats on women. He does. Why did you? But what it is so many females I feel get blinded by the dollar sign that
It
he
ain't that.
provides. Okay, you
It
tell me.
ain't that. I don't think it's that. I think it starts with loving yourself. When you
Mm-hmm.
love yourself enough, there's certain shit you're not gonna tolerate and go for. Period. And
Mm-hmm.
loving yourself don't come overnight. You have to really take the time and do the soul searching to really know yourself and know what you deserve. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you feel like you deserve to be the fifth baby mama to a drug dealer who can be locked up at any moment, by all means, that's how you feel. Me personally, now my son is 9 years old, 9 and 0. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I don't do drug dealers and shit because I have things that I can't afford to lose. So
Right.
me knowing that, I don't, and I also don't have time to be sitting up waiting on a jail call from you. One of you in jail, one of you. I don't have time for that. I like
Right.
my men with 401ks and house flippers and robes. Okay, I don't do none of that shit. But that's because I had to take the time to learn myself. I had to grow up a little bit. I love me. I love me. When you
Mm-hmm.
love yourself, you're not gonna allow nobody to do nothing to you that you wouldn't do to yourself. That's it's just that simple.
Right.
So when you love yourself, you recognize when you're dealing with somebody who don't love you
Right.
because you
Right.
know what you feel like when you love you. You know what love. You know how you love yourself. You know what you do for yourself. You know what you do. So
Mm-hmm.
when you deal with somebody who don't,
Mm-hmm.
when you don't, or when you're seeking love and you have not taken the time to love yourself, that's new to you. Oh, he did this, he did that, and you see yourself accepting bare minimum because you don't know no different because you didn't take the time to really understand what you deserve. If
Right.
you feel like you deserve to be the fifth baby mama, that's on you. Couldn't pay me? No, ma'am. No turkey, no ham. Absolutely fuck not.
Right.
Blocked. Like, I just had a guy the other day, literally yesterday. Guy been knowing whatever, been trying to talk to me, whatever, wasn't talking about nothing, never, whatever. Oh, yeah, I want to see you later. Okay. You can come to me, I'll come to you. No response. The fuck?
Right.
What do you need
Right.
somewhere to live? Because this definitely ain't that. I'm not coming to you. You ain't coming over here. I'm very private about my space because I set my space. I like my space. Why would I
Hmm.
like to in my space? Who are you to
Right.
feel like you deserve my space?
Right. It be seeming like because how I be feeling like hey I be saying some real shit. And I feel like when I be saying shit, it be seeming like it be going like over people's head or they get offended. But I be like, hey, as a woman, why don't you care for yourself first? How about you go to school, go to the gym, go enjoy your life, go do something for yourself and say fuck the niggas. And then basically females respond to me, well, why I gotta get myself ready for a nigga? And I'm like, bro, what did I say that had to do with
It's
getting
not
your
about being ready for a nigga, and that's where the disconnect is. It's not about being ready for a nigga. You should be wanting to do things like that for yourself. You have to
Mm-hmm.
want to do that for yourself first. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
do that for yourself first, ain't nothing
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be able to do for you but step up. I feel like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. You may be a different type of nigga. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But I feel like most. I ain't gonna say most. I'm gonna say men. I'm speaking generally.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like men can detect when a female does not love herself enough. Them is the type of females they know they can have their way with. They know they
Mm-hmm.
can sell a dream. They know they can run all over and do the most with.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a detector. Like it's almost like they know who to go for. And I
Mm-hmm.
hate this. I will bring this up too while we speaking on the topic. I don't do the shacking up thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can be my boyfriend, but you live where you live at and I'm gonna live where I live at.
Okay,
Until we
that's
talking engagements or marriage, I have no desire to live with you.
okay.
I don't even like myself sometimes when I wake up in the morning. What the fuck make you think I'm gonna like you? Why is you here? The couch ain't far enough. Go home.
Right.
And it ain't nothing personal. You ain't do nothing, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, our culture, our age group has an issue with hookup culture. The
Mm-hmm.
shacking up shit. Okay, you liked him, y'all had great intercourse, now he's in your house. He done
Mm-hmm.
took out the trash a time or two. Whole time, that's bare minimum, but that's great to you because you're not used to a man doing that. But that's what a man should be doing. That's literally the bottom of the barrel standard.
Right.
Now you pregnant and he's treating you bad. And it's, oh, he changed, he changed, oh, he changed. Did you know him? You didn't
Thank
know him. He didn't change. You didn't know
thank
him.
you. I
You did
thank
not
you.
know that man. And this is no pick me, this is no nothing, like real nigga shit. You didn't know that man. You can't say he changed and you never knew him to begin with. Now he's just showing you who he is. That's what that is.
I tell people that and they act like, let me correct myself. I tell women that and they act like I'm tripping. They act like I'm insane for saying that. I'm like, dog, if you had a baby with a nigga in the first, which it don't take 3 months. If you had a baby in the first 3 months of being with a nigga, how are you telling me you didn't know the nigga? Of course you didn't know the nigga.
For
You what?
Gucci management.
Exactly. So there we go. And it's like, bruh, so why is it that you feel like whenever I speak on these things that you can come and check me when I'm telling you exactly what you did wrong?
Because this person, they feel like it's an attack. Because
Mm-hmm.
they're taking it personal because that's what they did. And instead
Mm-hmm.
of saying, I ain't gonna lie, I'll speak my truth. My baby, my child's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb as hell for that man, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Dumb as hell. And then
Mm-hmm.
once I got a clue,
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing you can do with me now. Ain't nothing you can say to me. Like,
Okay.
we cool, don't get me wrong, until you disrespect me or you ain't doing right by your kid. Other than that, we straight.
I respect
But
that.
I'm not the same person I was when I was 20 versus me going on 30. I had some
Mm-hmm.
shit I had to learn. But in order to have some shit to learn, you have to take accountability in what the fuck you're doing wrong.
Right.
Clearly, if you're 3 kids in with 3 different niggas, you are the common denominator here.
Right.
Something got to change. You got to look at self and self say, and you figure out what the fuck you got going on. You are what you attract.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
attract the type of man. If you ain't happy with the type of man that you're attracting, the type of people who you have in your circle, even as friends,
mm-hmm.
you have to take a look at yourself. What are you allowing? What behaviors are you exhibiting? What are you doing?
Right.
Your vibe attracts your tribe 1,000%, and that goes down to when it comes to these men out here too.
So I had a female sneak diss me and say something on the internet about me recently. I thought it was hilarious when I saw it, but I was like, bruh, you talk when how do I as a man not know what another man is thinking? I know exactly what niggas is thinking. So I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna paint a scenario for you because I'm gonna paint it real clear for you.
Okay.
When a nigga jumps into your inbox and said, "Hey, you trying to smoke?" The nigga is trying to fuck. Even if the nigga is not going to fuck you that very first night, sometime down the line of pulling up on you, he's just pushing that flower like eventually I'm going to be able to get in there.
Yeah.
And what I said was, this is my exact words were, if you are allowing yourself to be fucked for basically weed, that means you ain't got nothing about yourself. That's degrading upon yourself to let a nigga basically pull up on you under the guise of basically, hey, you trying to smoke? And I like I said, I get it. Females don't want niggas jumping in their inbox all day. Hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. I promise you, I get it. But it's like, so the next best thing is you trying to smoke. That's the
Well,
way that so that's the
I'll
way
tell
that
you
it.
something to throw a nigga for a loop.
Mm,
Mind you, I smoke and I drink. But a
mm-hmm,
nigga, oh, you trying to smoke? I don't smoke. I don't drink. Now what? Nigga be lost in the sauce.
mm-hmm, and
I can think of a million fun things to do.
mm-hmm,
You're not coming over here. I ain't going over there. I don't care if you flying me out. When I say flying me out, like Lyft, Uber, I don't give a damn. I'm not doing that.
right.
Get to know me in a public setting. It don't have to be expensive. I feel like as a woman, I've dealt with this when it comes to men. Men be feeling like we be out to get money. What money?
That's a. I get
What
that.
money, babe? Like, what money? Mind you, I've grown spoiled my whole life. Ain't
Mm-hmm,
nothing. First of all, I'm not gonna ask you to do anything because I feel like as a man who is genuinely interested in me,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna do what you want to do.
Hey.
You're gonna do it. I'm not gonna have to ask you. You
Mm-hmm,
know I pay bills. You know I need groceries. You know I do this. You know I got locks. I might need my hair done. You're gonna
mm-hmm.
automatically do what you want to do.
Right.
You know you want to spend time with me. You want me in your space. What do you
Mm-hmm.
mean? Can we go smoke? We can. Hell, we can go. Let's go walk around the waterfront. If we end up smoking a blunt, okay. If we ride past the liquor store, oh, you want to grab? Yeah, we can do that. Little white cups, all the things. That's cool. But
Mm-hmm.
come correct,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not with that, and I'm not out here to get your money. I do shit by myself, no problem. I don't
Right.
expect nothing from nobody. I don't even ask my own peoples for nothing. They know if I'm asking for something, I really need it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm definitely not gonna ask no man. Like,
So I'm gonna tell you a funny subject that I wanted to talk to somebody about, and we were supposed to talk about it, and they turned around and blocked me. One person that I was supposed to get online with
you gotta
it.
find your audience. That's all. I'm
Oh
listening
no,
though.
oh no, I'm cool with it. Oh no, I'm cool with it. Okay, so basically, we were supposed to talk about how men that are of an older age bracket think that they should be able to talk to females of a lesser age bracket, and how I feel about that thing. Men throw it out there, nah, cause, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how niggas talk about it. Nah, cause these bitches is old enough, they can drive, they can do this, and that. They be smoking these bitches, da, da, da. And I be like,
No,
no, like you know exactly what you're doing. You're going after the weak-minded,
exactly.
the vulnerable-minded woman. You're doing that intentionally. And I don't. And what I call it is, I call it predator behavior. I
It
know
is.
it isn't exactly rape, and I know that it's not exactly like you know legal rape or whatever it is. But I'm like, hey, you preying on people that you can dazzle. You know that you got a house. You know that you got a car, and you know that you're talking to a girl that's either in high school or fresh out of high school that you can manipulate into like, hey man, I got a car. Oh my God, my boyfriend's got a car. When we went to school, there was so many females that was talking like, oh, I don't want to date no guys our age because they're so immature. Them niggas that's older than us wasn't fucking more immature than the niggas that's our age. Them niggas is still immature than a bitch. It's just
Agreed.
he has a car. He has a house that he can
He
pull.
should. How old is
Uh-huh.
he? He should.
And
That's
basic
not.
and
That's
basic
not an
mhm,
attribute, nigga. That's something that that's bare minimum. Like I said, bare
right.
minimum.
And basically, what they do is they dazzle that shit in front of a young girl's face that came from nothing, came from our community. And basically, they think, oh my God. And then those same females still are under the manipulation that they don't understand that they got. Because that's one girl that I seen, she was talking about, no, because it don't even really go like that because I still like older men that, and I'm like, no, like you don't realize the
That's
reason
the
why you're
manipulation. That's the brain fuck. Like, and
he
me,
made
you
you.
know, we went to the same high school. We
Uh,
graduated from Central. I had friends who was dating older guys. Oh, I'm
mm-hmm,
going with so and so. Lie about your age. No, and I'm not going. And I don't understand why you're going. I
mm-hmm,
had a guy. I grew up in the hood. Like
mm-hmm,
I had a guy. I would walk past his house every day. I could see from his house it gave trap. Like your grass
mm-hmm.
ain't even growing. You got dogs and shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would need a tetanus shot if I went in that motherfucker. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you asking me, oh, you telling me, oh, how old are you? Let me know when you turn 18. That means you looking at me now. That's nasty to me.
And that's
That
nasty.
was
That's
never attractive to me. Cause I always wondered, like, okay, I know I'm this age.
mm-hmm.
What do you like? What do you want from me? Like, but I had enough people who loved on me to where I understood the difference. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people didn't have that, or a lot of people don't have that. I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but
Mm-hmm.
when you're not receiving that type of love, or you're not receiving the type of people around you who are able to tell you this and that, you
Mm-hmm.
gonna go for whatever.
And
I ain't with that shit. I don't care what he got going on. It don't make no sense. I am under 18.
mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing that a grown ass man can do for me that I can't do for me. Eventually, whether it's now, whether it's later, whatever. You can't razzle and dazzle me. Okay, I'm 16, you 23, and you want me to be amazed that you got a car? Nigga, you should. You're 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a wow to me. And
And
furthermore, bye.
and I be okay, and I don't mean it this way because when I say it, it's gonna sound crazy. But I be talking to females around my either workplace or whatever, and I just be hearing the way that they talk, and I'm like, bro, I'm not interested even in that conversation. I heard just off the fact of the way that they talk, I'm like, oh, that's a young person right there. You haven't experienced life yet. I don't, and I'm saying this as myself personally. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
holier than now. I'm not the better nigga than the next nigga. I'm not gonna, try to out beef the next nigga. But I can't be the person that's dealing with a female on those bases. I need a female that acts, because I'm 30 at this point. Why would anybody that is of a certain age feel the need to go back that far? I feel like, and I'm not, and I don't want to make any excuses. If you are if you are 30, the furthest that I believe that you should probably go down, maybe 25, maybe. I don't feel like you should be going back until you get over 30. If you fucking 50 and you look at a 30-year-old, I don't feel so much of a way about that, because I at least know a 30-year-old is on timing. I know a 30-year-old
Yeah.
looks at things a little bit different. But if you 35 talking about nah, because the elite, and I'm telling you, I was raised around it. I seen it and it disgusted the shit out of me. It disgusted the shit out of me when the niggas that was 30 around that time was 35, 30, whatever. They was talking about nah, because them bitches is 16, nah, because the legal age is 16. I'm like, bruh, nigga, 16? Like, bruh,
In my
what?
mind, I ain't gonna hold you. And I looked at it like this then. I look
Mm-hmm.
at it now. If an older nigga like that much, like if we talking about me being a child versus fuck what they say the legal age is, whatever the fuck, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still considered a child. So like in my mind, it was then and this is now. Either the female is your age, see the lame in you, and
Mm-hmm.
they ain't fucking with you, and you want to deal with somebody who you think ain't gonna see the lame in you.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no molding me into be the perfect dummy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's that manipulation. And when
Exactly.
you're not here
Mm-hmm.
enough to understand that you're being manipulated, or
Mm-hmm.
you may be manipulated by family or by whoever else.
Mm-hmm.
Because me personally, I got daddy issues. I do. My father wasn't around as much as he should be. I feel that shit more often than I should. Like, I got my own set of daddy issues. But I
Mm-hmm.
also grew up in the hood. I grew up around guys who they wasn't just setting out to bone me. Like they knew I was genuinely cool, so like I could kick it on the set, I could this and that, like I was straight. So
Mm-hmm.
hearing them how they would talk about the females and this and that, yeah, you knew who to try that with.
Right.
You knew who to try that with, babe, because it definitely wasn't gonna fly over here. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he's an idiot, and I think you're a bigger idiot because it has to make sense. Like,
Oh,
but that also goes back to I don't know. I feel like our race specifically, and it ain't just necessarily a race thing, it's a people thing. I won't even say that.
no, I get it.
Like, manipulation is real, mental
Mm-hmm.
health is real, emotional intelligence is real. Common sense, which the irony of it being called common sense and it's not all that common,
Right.
I be looking at certain people and I be like, the hell you do that for? Like, excuse me, that's
No,
crazy. But I grew up around stronger women. I grew up around, if your mama was a side bitch, your mama was 14 and your dad was 23.
mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna see nothing wrong with it. She teaching you he got the money, he got the this, he got the that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mess with him, girl. He can help pay some bills around here. He can help generational curses. Like we gotta break them. Like fortunately, my mom, I come from a teen parent. My mom had me, she got pregnant at 14, had me at 15. Me and
Mm-hmm.
my mom grew up together, which we had a lot of struggles within that, but amongst me and her. But I also grew up around a lot of strong women.
Mm-hmm.
So like when it comes to a nigga trying to game me up like that, because I went to the same high school you went to.
Mm-hmm.
Walking down the street, I can look at you and tell bye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to drop me off at work. Like I'm lucky if I make it to work. Like you're giving me Ted Bundy. Like bye.
Right.
Like, but I had that though. I grew up around that though. Everybody does not have that luxury, and I'm not saying that that's an excuse. That falls back on. So the initial thing you brought up, like the whole from Genesis. When I say from Genesis, I mean the beginning.
Uh-huh.
From Genesis, when we talk about parenting,
Mm-hmm.
there is the parenting out of trauma, and then you have the parenting who are being parented, who are being parented.
Right. Right.
It's up to you to learn better and do better.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't allow yourself to do that, you're gonna fall in the same systematic generational shit.
Right.
And that's gender neutral, girl, boy, whatever.
Uh-huh. And I agree. Um, when it comes to hold on, let me get my thoughts right. When it comes to our community, it's really like we can't learn anything because nobody's willing to learn anything. We are so fast to dismiss something or pass it off before we actually take the time to try it. And what I mean specifically is like I've been running this channel for a while now. I don't know how long you've been watching me do my posts and stuff like that. It's been a while.
I done seen you, your nose turn red, you done went back and forth. I done seen it. I
And,
didn't think that.
and see, the thing is though, whenever it's like, okay, I get that the mistake with you has already been made. I get that you are a mother with 3 kids. Maybe this lesson that I'm putting on you can't work for you because, yes, like you're saying, it is too late for you. But why doesn't what I say make extra motivation for you to want to teach all 3 of your kids the exact mistake that you made? The thing that
Well,
I'm sitting here talking to you about. It's
that
like,
would require accountability.
see, and I get it, and that's the thing that I have to argue, even with my own, which I only have one parent right now, but
Yeah.
basically, even with my own parent, we just had a conversation where I'm sitting there trying to break things down to him, and everything is, somehow it's back on me. I tell you one thing, and
Deflection.
somehow it's back on me, and it's like, okay,
Deflection. Yeah.
it's like, okay, Tonio, everything don't come with a rule book, and I'm like, okay, but when my lights and gas and water went off, I was dependent on you. Even though I was with my mama, you can say, hey, that was her responsibility. But at the end of the day, who is affected by that? And but Tonio, you don't know how hard that type of situation is. It ain't like I tried to not give her money, but then it's like, hey, but I'm still your son. How do you get me out of that situation? Not get frustrated and say, fuck it, whatever happens, happens. How do you not look at it and say, you know what, I got to get my son out of that situation? And everything wasn't gravy on his behalf either. That's the reason why when females are adulent about saying I only attack women, I'm like, no, my whole drive is actually against
People.
niggas. No, niggas. I hate I tell you this, I swear to God to you, and I will tell, I absolutely hate my peers. I hate my niggas. I hate the niggas. Like I tell you, I'll tell any female this, and I swear to God, I would rather not get coochie for the rest of my life because these females said we not gonna deal with niggas anymore than to continue to let these overly cool ass niggas keep repopulating and fucking up our generations after generations. Because these niggas will go out here and talk like they know real street codes and they really not, because I'm out here taking care of my kids. I'm doing what I got to as a father. I'm in these streets to make sure I take care of my kids. Well, why the lights off then? You doing all of this to take care of your kids. You got $5,000, $6,000 in your pocket. I'm telling you, the light and gas probably only cost through 2, 3, 4, 500. You could tell me better than that, anybody, how much these light and gas bills cost. But these niggas want to walk around. You see them with the big money stacks and the Hellcats and all of it. But I thought this was for your kids.
I'll do you one better. What irks me about, on that same note, what irks me about like people who do shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to say the worst comes to worst and something happens to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Life insurance run you maybe $20 a month, depending on the
Mm-hmm.
type of plan you got.
Right.
Why would you be walking around with bands, walking around wearing designer, all the things,
Mm-hmm.
and you pass away and now you gotta go fund me? That's crazy to me. If you want to
Mm.
set your kids straight, get life insurance. You want your kids to be straight for life, and you know the
Thank
type
you.
of life that you live in. No shade towards whatever life somebody is living.
I said it.
Life
I said
insurance.
it.
You want your kids to be rich, like no 401k, or at least have a little money to do something with.
Mm-hmm.
Life insurance.
So see, this is my thing. So many niggas run around beating on their chest, talking about nigga, I'm out here in the streets for my kids. I'm doing what I gotta do. Da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, no, the fuck you are not, bro. I will ask any street nigga if you was to die or go to jail 2 fucking day. How much money would you have for your kids just in case anything happens? You
You
niggas
remember
aren't.
that bare minimum I said earlier?
Uh
That
huh.
bare minimum?
Mm
Because even if you do for all of your kids, you buy, because I had a father like this.
hmm. Mm
Even
hmm.
if you buy designer, even if you buy clothes, you buy this. Anytime your baby mama say something, she got it, whatever. There are there are values characteristically
Mm
that you should be teaching. Kids need that time with their parent.
hmm. Mm hmm.
They need that time. I have a little
Mm
boy. I don't have a lot of prominent male examples in my family.
hmm.
I can teach a kid how to be a decent person.
Mm hmm.
Do I believe that I can teach him how to be a man as a woman? No.
Mm hmm.
And I'm being 1,000% honest. Can I teach him how to be a man?
No.
No. If it was not for my best friend's family, her nephew taught my son how to pee with his little thing. Because listen, I was about to either get a laser pointer and point
Mm-hmm.
it towards the toilet and tell him to aim there, or draw an X with a Sharpie in the porcelain.
Right.
Like dead ass. Like I don't know.
Yes, I get it. I get what you're saying. And that's the reason why I say I'm not against women. When women hear me talking about them and when women see me speaking about them, I'm not coming at women. I'm literally saying, women, leave these niggas the fuck alone. Y'all get on the internet all day, every day and
You
tell
are
me
what
back.
you're attracted to, though.
I get, but and see, that's the thing though, people don't have a problem with it because the dope dealer is the cool person. Y'all making the dope dealer the cool person. And people be like, Tonyo, you can't keep sitting there in the lap of women that these niggas want to go out there and sell dope and stuff like that. I tell females back to back, I know how a dope dealer is created. I know how dope dealers are created because it's the life story that I was brought up in. I
Yeah.
watched it and I seen it. I know what it is. These niggas, when we were in school, and this is just to be real for anybody that actually really wants to pay attention. The niggas that came in with the M1s and the Nike Classics and shit like that, they didn't get no play. It wasn't no flock of females, unless they was the bully or the niggas that came in with the Jordans and the nice clothes or the one that was super funny. Females did not pay attention to the other niggas at that point in time. So you looking at a child, and I'm talking about a kid at the age of 10, 11, 12. They're looking and they like, hey, how do I impress these females? Well, the nigga that's a bully, he's getting a lot of attention for some reason. And I'm not trying to put this on women, but females like the bully for some odd reason. I guess it's because he's in the cool crowd, but that cool crowd is a select few niggas. And you know what the niggas that don't have it start to do? They start to look at it and they like, hey, I need that. So niggas want to start dope dealing. Once they hit a certain age, they want to start being more aggressive. Niggas start entering gangs and shit like that because they like, hey, I'm gonna really get out here. And I'm not saying it
That's
like
a
this.
generational thing, though. And I
Mm-hmm.
say this because when it comes to the women that are attracted to that,
Mm-hmm.
now me, I can only speak from personal experience.
Uh-huh.
So me, especially me growing up spoiled, I
Mm-hmm.
don't give a damn what you got. And yeah, I ain't gonna say you ain't gotta be attracted to me. I have to be attracted to you.
Of
God don't like
course.
ugly. Why I'm supposed to like ugly? Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So like it has, for me, it was, I was a big, and even still now, I'm big personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like big personality
Mm-hmm.
and hustle, ambition. Let
Mm-hmm.
me ask you this. Let me ask a question.
I got
You can answer it on a male pretense, on female, male, whatever.
you. Mm-hmm.
When somebody is broke, what is broke to you?
What broke is it's it's when you come home, you know you aren't going to eat. You're not going to eat properly, let me say. You know, when you leave the house, you don't look like how the people that you know is of a certain group look. Broke is when you come home, you're just uncomfortable. Uh, for for me, I don't know how many people had this exact story, but laying on couch cushions, laying on the floor, laying on, feeling the need to go out and steal to make sure that you get something to eat or have some type of money inside your pocket. That's what broke is to me. It's when you come home or when you leave the house, how does it feel to you?
Yes. Bingo.
Okay.
I can't react to the comment. I'm trying to.
I think no, I
There
can't.
you go. I got it now.
Okay, you got it.
Let me cook. Let me cook.
Go
Ah.
ahead, I'll let you.
I'm listening to you though. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So basically, from growing up, my personal experience from growing up, what I felt like broke was the second that, which I get what she just said, which I agree with that, but I think that's more of a noun version. I think that is something that you can something now after you turn a certain age, you can control that. But before a certain age, you can't control how broke and bummy you are. Like, I'll give you my life example.
Yeah.
For me personally, I was somebody. What do they call it? Munchausen syndrome. What they call it, where basically you're made to believe you're sick.
You're
So a
sick.
lot of
Yeah. It's much housing. You're right.
so a lot of the people that I grew up with, basically, okay, for my exact example, basically, I was told that I have asthma. So to keep my check on when I was younger, basically, my mom told me over and over, you can't go play sports. You can't go do this. You can't go do that. Whole time I'm going to the basketball court, I'm playing basketball, but in my mind, I'm telling myself I'm sick. I'm telling myself I can't do what other people do. So
Mm.
basically, when I turned 17, 18, I'm still getting a check. Well, my mom's still getting a check for me, even though not $1 was coming to my pocket.
Mm.
I'm telling myself that basically we need to make sure we keep that check on because that's the thing that I believe. And with a lot of kids, I'm gonna say this, and this is the one that hurts my feelings the most. I hope anybody that's watching really listens to this. A lot of people will tell their babies that they are mentally disabled, and kids actually dumb their way through school. They actually don't realize, and I'm gonna tell you from personal story. I watched a kid grow up be told that he's learning disabled, even though the kid could have been super smart. Right now, he couldn't tell you what 2 plus 2 is versus 2 times 2. He would tell you, bro, what the fuck? How? No, there's no way those two things are the same thing. He
Yeah.
he would because basically that's the way he was taught. So basically, when I turned 17, 18, I didn't know anything about a birth certificate. I didn't know anything about a social security card. When other kids was going to, McDonald's to go get their jobs and shit like that,
Because our people does not teach financial literacy.
mm-hmm.
In school don't either, but I'm listening. Sorry.
No, you good. I appreciate it all the way down. It's
It's
and
not,
that's And that's what we go through when we're younger kids growing up. Because a 13-year-old doesn't have the mind complexity to start. Now, I
they
blame you.
shouldn't have to. They're a kid.
Yeah, and that's
They're
the
a
thing.
kid.
But
They shouldn't even have to.
but see, what happens is when things go wrong in society, I've asked people this question. What age are your parents not responsible for your actions anymore? Because that's such an
You
intricate.
want, I mean, legally 18, but as a mom, as an
Mm-hmm,
active mom,
mm-hmm.
my kid I'm always make sure he's straight. Now, will I say having a
Mm-hmm.
young man? I ain't gonna hold you. There are certain things I
Mm-hmm.
can't get with.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you grape somebody, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not standing by you. You're gonna take
Right.
accountability. I'm
Right.
big on accountability. Who taught you? I didn't teach you that.
Right.
Like, there are certain things I feel like, because at the end of the day, when it comes to kids, you can train a kid up as best you can.
Uh-huh.
Which is why, so I say this to say that. When it comes to, we talking parenting styles, the
Yeah.
worst kids, tell me if I'm wrong. The worst kids, I'm talking about worst behavior wise, high school, outside of high school, real deal crash outs,
Mm-hmm.
police kids, military kids, um, preacher kids,
Mm-hmm.
cop kids. Did I already say cop kids?
Yeah, you
Cop
said.
kids. Because they have so much, their parents are so overbearing, their parents are drilling all these things in them, so when they get a taste of the real world, they lose their mind. Like,
I can understand
it's
that.
a medium. Like it's such a fine line. Like it is such a fine line. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as what you meant, now when I say broke, as far as a kid, I've always been an optimistic person. So no, I wasn't necessarily balling like but my mama, we gonna make it do what it do, baby. I never went without nothing. So
Right.
like when I say broke, to me, broke is a mind frame. Broke is a
Yeah.
mental thing. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
dealing with a man, it ain't gonna be great all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Shit happens. Like,
Yeah, of
and if
course.
I'm really rocking with you, like I'm gonna understand when shit happens. And if we're moving as a unit,
Mm-hmm.
when shit happens, as your counterpart, I'm gonna be willing to step up and make sure that some shit shake. Cause
Right.
if you ain't okay, I ain't okay, and we ain't okay, and that trickles down to the kids and shit.
Right.
So like, some shit gotta shake. But
Right.
to me, broke is a mind thing. Now, when you're a kid, when you're a child, you don't have a choice. You are
Right.
kind of it's
A
circumstantial.
product.
Like you don't that's circumstance. But when
Mm-hmm.
you're a grown ass adult,
Mm-hmm.
that is a mental thing.
And I agree.
I cannot have nothing to my name and still won't be broke. Cause that's why I
Mm-hmm.
love tomorrow. Cause guess
Mm-hmm.
what I'm gonna do tomorrow? Be up. I'm gonna make sure of it. Like,
Right. I
oh,
get
for
that.
real. Like, nah. That's a
And I
mental thing.
and I agree with that. And I'm gonna tell you this. There's one thing that drives me crazy that I'm gonna say on that line. There's a couple things that people say that I'd be like, bruh, we need to get that shit the fuck out of our community. School ain't meant for everybody. Bruh,
It's
if you
not.
don't, no, let me, like, bruh, if you don't get, school wasn't fun. School was not fun for any of us. The last time any of us has had fun in school, and I hope you can see this, was when we left elementary school. The second that we left elementary school, it became books and paperwork, and there was nothing that want. The last time, that's when I started acting out as a kid. And a lot of the dudes that I was around, the ones that started, the second that we were less in tune with what was going on at school, that's when we stopped caring. Everything became boring. We started playing pencil break. We started playing basketball in the
That's when you
classroom.
kick in as a parent. Like
Uh-huh.
when you asked me earlier. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. You ain't school is this. I get that. But you tinking around under the sink. It's a leak under the sink, and you didn't put the bucket under there. You trying to figure out where the leak is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't teach you how to fix the leak because I am just a girl.
Mm-hmm.
But I see that that's you like to fix things, whether it's plumbing, whether you're. I
Mm-hmm.
won't necessarily say when it comes to school
Mm-hmm.
that whole because I ain't gonna hold you, and I'm a very smart person.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I would have been a lot further had I not went like the whole how they push it, the college thing. I could have got my 2 year associates
Mm-hmm.
and been doing great out here. I mean, I'm doing straight. Don't get me wrong, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do me regardless. But I feel like depending on the fields that you want to be in and the spaces that you want to be in, that
Mm-hmm.
may not necessarily be your bag. And I'm not going to force my kid to go to school for a minimum of at least 4 years because that's what society says it takes for you to succeed. Because they can go to a trade school. We need
Mm.
electricians. We need plumbers. We need
No,
like
and
you
I
know
do,
what I mean.
no, I
And
agree with that.
that's more hands on. So whether the book method and that shit may not be for you, but
Mm-hmm.
if I can show you how to do something, I'm sure somebody else can show you how to. We need welders.
Mm-hmm. So when I'm saying it is like when people say school isn't meant for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we gave up on school already took us out the mindset. Like from let me say for myself for prime example,
Mm-hmm.
school bores the hell out of me. Being in class bores the living hell out of me. I just can't do it. But if I say it's not for me, I can't say that it's not for me when I never actually tried it. I'm not forcing it on anybody. I don't want you to think that I'm saying I'm forcing it on
Yeah,
somebody.
no, for sure.
But this is the thing. People will say school's not meant for everybody. But then that same person will also tell you that buying a house ain't meant for everybody. And it's like, okay, buying a house, I get that it comes with baggage. But
Hell
now,
yeah.
but basically, listen to the pattern. School isn't meant for everybody. Buying a house isn't meant for everybody. Well, It don't matter if I work this minimum wage job as long as I got a job. And it's like, bro, you're not trying. Do you see what I'm trying to build up to?
Yeah.
You're just sinking into the thought process of just like, hey, things are difficult. I don't want to do difficult. You can do it. You can actually do it, but you have to actually do it
Want to
just
do it.
as much as you niggas want to go out and smoke with y'all homeboys, as much as y'all niggas want to go out and play basketball all day long, as much as y'all niggas want to do all these other things, y'all niggas want to jump in the streets, y'all want to push each other to go be killers, y'all want to push each other to, make sure nobody's quote unquote snitching and all of this stuff. Y'all can push all of these other narratives on each other and be like, yeah, because every nigga ain't no nigga allowed to snitch and dap each other up. And it's like, bro, that's not even your life. You a warehouse worker, nigga. You a 9 to 5 worker. Why the fuck are you so concerned about who the fuck, nigga? Who? Why do you
Because
care so
people
much?
don't be okay with themselves, so they
Mm-hmm.
allow a narrative to be pushed on them in the first place.
And and
If
see
you're
that.
not okay with you gonna go for kind of like whatever, like, and I mean that
Mm-hmm.
mutually respected. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ain't no
And
way I'm gonna be older than a nigga and calling him big homie, big bro.
mm-hmm. There's a guy we went to school with, and I
Oh
don't want.
shit, you messy. Was he in our
Nah,
class?
nah, he wasn't in our class. But what'll happen is my family members do this thing too. What they'll
Yeah,
do is they'll see me post something, and then they'll see somebody disagree with my post, and they'll bypass my whole point of my conversation and go like what the person said that disagreed with me. And
yeah.
it's like, bruh, how do you say 9, 10 things in a row just ain't meant for you? And it's like, bruh, you I know you. I saw you. You could actually do some of these things that you are saying isn't meant for everybody. But what it
They have
is
to want to do it though.
it, and I get that. But see, that's the thing. You're saying it's not meant for everybody, but the thing is you just never traveled down that path. You never gave yourself a chance to even venture down something. Like people will say, people will give up just because it's their circumstances. People will say, just because this is where I'm at already, I'm not gonna try to push past. It just is what it is. So you can't criticize me. Like the prime example that everybody should know that I'm talking about is the minimum wage thing. Nobody is saying that you can't work a minimum wage job. If you want to work a minimum wage job, hey, great, fine, dandy. Don't have kids though. Nigga, do not put yourself in such a financial stress hole that you cannot even worry about taking care of a kid. Because working at, I don't know what minimum wage is right now, and I believe it's like $9. You cannot raise a child properly in this life on $9 an hour.
But
You
that
cannot.
goes to what I was saying about the mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
You have a broke ass mind frame
Mm-hmm.
if you making 9, 10, whatever the fuck it is dollars, and
Mm-hmm.
you out here doing shit that could potentially produce children.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying by the broke mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I agree, when it comes to having children, that is two people. That takes two.
It does.
But if you know that you're making this, no shade, I no job shaming. You get what you get, you do what you do. At least you're
Mm-hmm.
working because the motherfuckers ain't. But if I know that I'm in that type of circumstance, I'm not gonna be out here doing shit that could potentially produce another life.
Mm-hmm.
That is about the person.
And
And
that's
that is
true.
about decisions and assessing your situation and making smart decisions.
And see, whenever I get off, I don't want to attack your character. I don't want to make you feel little. When I tell you that you can push past it, I'm really telling you as a person, you do not have to be stuck here. And I'll tell you this, I went to school. And I swear to God, this is a true story, everybody. And I'm never going to lie, make no shit up like that. This is a true story about myself. I went to real estate school. I did all my classes, got everything done. You know what I did at the end? I got scared of the test and I quit because I got scared of the test. I couldn't push myself to eat. And I knew all the answers. It was one part. It was literally just one part about the test that I got scared of. And I was like, hey, I ain't gonna do it. And I
But you
told
see
my,
how you just took accountability?
mm-hmm.
That's
And
already two paces above a lot of people who need to hear that.
hmm And that's the thing that I'm saying. Like, I can admit it with myself. So I know if the reason why I didn't do something, I see you. I watched you. I watched this guy year after year. He's a very likable guy. I watched him and I'm like, dude, you could go be something in life. I swear to God, this dude could go be something. If I told you who it was, but you could go, this dude could literally go be something in life because he's really that likable of a person. But you have allowed yourself to be caught up in the mind frame of not being able to
Exactly.
go past yourself. And
Right. It don't
it's
matter
little,
how likable you are.
you
If
just
you ain't
trapped
got
it.
it, you ain't got it. Like,
And and I don't mean that's the only aspect he had. Because if I
yeah,
told you,
but at the end of the day, it's personal. It's
mm-hmm,
about your own drive. It's about your own what you want to do. And
mm-hmm,
then I can be in a position and I can compare myself to other people, right? And be like, well, shit, I'm doing at least better than them,
mm-hmm,
but I'm not fond of mediocrity.
mm-hmm,
So, with me not being okay with mediocrity, that means I'm gonna look at myself and be like, you ain't doing enough. We
mm-hmm,
about to turn this bitch up and we about to maximize it. I ain't gonna
mm-hmm,
hold you. I'll tell you personal experience.
mm-hmm,
I'm working in corporate America. Some bullshit ensued. Is what it is. And I'm like, okay, so God has showed me, God literally gave me that position because that's what I asked for.
right,
Is that what I was meant to do? No, but since you asked for it, here, let me show you exactly what you don't want since you want
mm-hmm,
it so bad. So now I'm here. Didn't go my way. Here we are again. So it's like, what you gonna do? I gave you everything that you need. You gonna make
mm-hmm,
something shake or what?
right,
Yeah. I'm gonna make something shake because I can't do mediocrity no more. That doesn't sit right with my soul. So
right,
if I so can I settle? Can I be okay with motherfuckers being mediocre around me? No. Have I been around people that were mediocre around me? Yes. And I proceeded to do mediocre things
uh-huh,
and ended up in mediocre ass fucking positions. Like, so now, what we finna do? You gonna lock in or what? Because God telling me like, what's up? Because I gave you what you wanted. I knew it wasn't for you, but since you wanted so bad, here you go. Now what? What you finna do? So at that point, either I'm gonna fumble it. Life gonna hand you an L regardless. Either it's a life or either it's a lesson or a loss. It's
right,
up to you. It's up to you what you do after that. Like,
right,
so what's up? Like, because at the end of the day, God's in control, but you got free will. Unfortunately, when the
mm,
apple got bit, free will was given. So
right,
what's up now?
right,
People have choices. The people don't make the best choices,
mm-hmm.
but choices are made. So at this point, I'm in my life. I'm like, shit. I hate to sound ungrateful. I got plenty of talents. Which one you want me to start with, God? Like, what's up?
Right.
He was
And
like, do your thing, 21. I'm like, all right. Like, all
I
right.
I don't want to, because I make people uncomfortable when I talk about stuff. And it's not that I want to, like I said, I'm not on my platform to like criticize or bash anybody or make anybody feel a type of way. What I am tired of though is this community mindset that we have and everything that we continue to do. And it's like, let me give you the main thing that I have with niggas, street niggas mainly. Like street niggas mainly. What other fucking law do you niggas know besides no snitching? Tell me one thing that you niggas know besides no snitching. One thing, just one thing that you niggas live by that if another nigga did it, because the way if a nigga snitch, all of a sudden he becomes black sheep in the hood. All of a sudden he can't be around folks, he can't be whatever, whatever. He become what is it other than no snitching? That's the reason why I stopped caring about no snitching. I used to think that was law. I used to care about it, but once I seen that a lot of niggas was foul, once I seen that a lot of niggas didn't live by not one fucking moral, once I realized that niggas is willing to put dope in your 13-year-old's hand. Niggas is willing to put dope in your kid's hand. If I ask a parent, what age are you okay with a nigga making your son clientele? Uh, all of a sudden it's just like, oh, I don't know what age. But Nick, what happened when we was kids? What happened when we was kids was when these older people was literally coming to high, well, not coming to the high schools, but giving high school kids dope in their hand. You hear Bobby Shmurda, you hear Kodak, all them talking about, oh, I've been doing this since elementary school. These niggas is willing to put dope in y'all's kids' hands. These
And what I
drug
have
dealers,
learned,
what's that?
if you can't, it's used to they used to say this on the radio all the time. So if anybody watching know what the fuck I'm about to say, if you can't change the people around you, you gotta change the people around you. That is not your audience. They don't
Right.
want to hear that. They are set in their ways. This is
Mm-hmm.
generational things that they're not willing to change, that they're okay with. This
Uh-huh.
is set. These are street laws. These are things that they can hear something be different all day long. They can know that it don't make no damn sense,
Mm-hmm.
but they have this lifestyle that they are committed to, and whether you say it or whether you don't, of course they're going to say something to you about it because now they feel personally victimized by fucking Regina George. So like
Mm-hmm.
now they feel the need to defend themselves against someone who wasn't necessarily a target, but if the shoe fits Cinderella, bitch, wear the hoe. So
Right.
I get what you're saying, and I appreciate your movement, and I appreciate you trying to educate people. But you can give a horse all the water you want to give a horse. If it don't want to drink shit, it's gonna be thirsty, and
Yeah.
eventually it's gonna die of dehydration, and that's not on you.
Right.
That's
So
not
my
on you.
But see, this is where my problem is. We in our community, people literally have called me an Uncle Tom. And I'm like, what the fuck? How can anybody go out their way to
Why
call
do
me
you
a
care?
no, 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 no. No, but this is the thing. It's not that it's not saying it because I mean I am who I am. I if I showed you, no, I ain't gonna go into that. But basically, what I'm saying is people will go and say, oh, once niggas get on, the whole proverbs that niggas say in the hood. Once niggas get on, they don't come back and teach nobody nothing. They don't go out and help nobody. Niggas get on and they go get them a white woman. Niggas get on and go do
And when your
this.
ass get on, they leave your ass for a white girl.
They make it
Sorry.
seem like anybody that achieves any type of success. I only own
Yes.
one house, and people talk about me like I'm not from the community that I literally partook in. I literally was a part of this shit. And it's not that I'm mad about the judgment. What I'm mad about is it's the hypocriticism of it when all these people talk about how they want black leaders and all of this and that. Why do y'all worship the dope dealer so hard then? All these same people that have come up and talk, oh, big pharma's the one that's killing us, and this is the reason why we so da 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 da, and then just all the things that people will say, and I'm like, okay, so how about we change those things? Oh, so the one that I didn't like recently. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a chewing habit, but basically the one that I had recently was basically no, because y'all don't know them dentists is actually out to get you. Hey, nah, because they be putting that silver stuff in the back of your mouth, and they be knowing it's gonna kill you over time. Okay, so why
That
as
is
a
not a false statement.
hold
But
on, no, but no, it's not that, and it's not about the false statement. What I'm saying is, why haven't we adjusted as a community to actually brush our teeth so we don't have to worry about that in the first damn
well,
place?
that would require intelligence, one, because it's not a matter of brushing said teeth. I mean, if you have kids who don't brush their teeth, that's your prerogative. But on
Mm-hmm.
that particular aspect, there is the understanding of a holistic medication. If
Uh-huh.
medication that the pharmacy gives you worked, you wouldn't have to keep taking it.
No, that's the
So
thing though.
that's up to us,
But see,
though.
that's the thing
And
though.
our people come from that. But we've
But
been in this country and we've been around different things, and that's not what we opt to do. So it takes you to know better,
mm-hmm.
to teach better, and people do better. And if people aren't receptive of that, that's not on you. Each one teach one.
So that's the thing, though, right there. It's like we will say what everybody else is doing to us. I get it. I know that people feel like, whatever about these things. And it's not that I'm defending Big Pharma. I'm not defending nothing. What I'm saying is, as far as it go for us being people, the way we eat, how many mothers and fathers are out there cooking for their kids? But then we got high blood pressure. Ain't nobody teaching each other how to eat properly. Right now, I just put up a post the other day that I'm trying to learn actively today that how to eat and like do for myself properly without bringing my blood pressure up past a certain point. So once I learn that, I can pass that same information on to my kids. I'm not going to raise them in a mindset where noodles is the first thing that they eat whenever they get hungry or
But you
making
see
a
how you took the initiative to learn that?
and that's what I'm saying though. But see, everybody is so willing to talk about big pharma and things like that. How about we not talk about big pharma? How about we start working together as a community instead of talking about who's snitching, who's not snitching? Because these same people that act like they the black architects are the smartest black people when it comes to conspiracies and telling, hey, well, COVID was this, this, and that, and COVID, people come out and they talk like they know so much. How about instead of worrying about the solution that other people give us, how about we actually make the solution work within ourselves? How
People
about
will
we
say whatever the hell their mouth can say. Literally.
uh-huh. But see, that's the thing. It's the hypocriticism that I
Like,
actually get
and
on.
I hate to
And,
say it like that, but
mhm. It It's just the simple fact that it's when do we say, oh, you know what? We're going to take the initiative to make sure we teach our kids how to properly take care of their teeth. So, because you can do that. You can literally do that at home. Teach your kids how to properly take care of their teeth so they never need any type of filling put in top their mouth. To tell them, like, hey, you don't want to leave bacteria, you don't want to leave sugar between your teeth for hours on top of hours because that shit's gonna go bad and start fucking up your teeth. You can teach somebody that. You can tell somebody that. You can tell yourself that. But people don't want to tell themselves that. They'd rather say, hey, they're putting stuff on us that's fucking us up. How about instead of worrying about the high blood pressure medicine, how about we never get to the point of where we need high blood pressure medicine? Because there's people in this world that don't need high blood pressure medicine because they eat the right type of way. They exercise the right type of way. But what we do is we're so quick to try to tell everybody how somebody else is keeping the black man down or how they keeping the black people in the system, which I do agree. I 1000% agree that there is
certain
a
things are
system.
systematic, but it ain't
Yeah.
everything.
But and yeah, and see, that's the thing right there. How do we get off on putting everything on everything else other than taking the what you said, accountability and the initiative to learn something for yourself? People will say, oh, well, you need to go do your research because if you don't know about them blood sacrifices that been going, what are we talking about? Man, I ain't been close to one ritualistic sacrifice in my damn life. I don't even know how that pertains to anybody in the hood. The shit that pertains to the people that's inside the hood is making sure kids grow up straight. I'm gonna tell you this, God's honest truth. This is fucked up. I don't even like going to baby showers anymore. I don't like going and doing stuff like that because I feel like it's encouraging the wrong thing over and over again. I feel like, as fucked up as it sounds, I feel like all of these things that we do in our neighborhood and stuff like that, we're not teaching anybody anything. We're praising each other for the bad behavior. I'm not saying that baby showers are bad for certain people, but you will see people that I'm trying to say it right, that don't have their life together, not old enough, not mentally strong enough, that just don't have it together, that will go throw a baby shower. And it's like, okay, what other thing do you know other than baby shower? What other thing are you going to live by other than baby shower? Because the only thing that people like to do in our neighborhood is take a picture on Easter and show people that they got a picture, they got an outfit with their baby. What lessons, what is anything that we're teaching our kids? What is anything that we're passing down? I just talked to my father and I asked him between the ages of elementary school all the way up to high school, when did you ever sit down and have one conversation with me and talk to me about anything that was going on in my life? Positively, negatively, females, anything. He said, well, that's not shit that we did. But don't act like we ain't never talked because when you turn 18, nigga, when I turned 18, what about every year before then? What about everything during my growth process where I needed a man to teach me something, where I needed you to be there for me? Where was it at then? Where was it at for any of these other kids that was raised up in the circumstances that I was raised up in? Like, why don't we have people being there for their kids? Why is it so hard to understand that? It drives me crazy. Yeah.
It's a lot of things. Like, and I mean, I'm not gonna say there's an excuse for it because I could not imagine myself not being present for something that I brought in this world. But there's a lot of things I will say I'm in agreement with you. Everything is not systematic. And there are some things like medicine wise. I will say over the past like 2 or 3 years, I just got into holistic medication. Like once I realized, I'm like, big pharma like is killing everybody. And I went through the whole conspiracy theory rabbit hole in high school. So like
Mm-hmm.
everything that's coming out now, like the medication, the cancer, the processed shit, the Epstein files, like I went through all of that shit like then. And now I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting back like, y'all told me I was crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
okay. Glad y'all know now. Like I ain't gonna at least you know now. Like
Mm-hmm.
each one teach one. So I mean, if you didn't know now, like if you didn't know then, I can try to help you now if you're willing to be receptive though. Everybody isn't willing to be receptive. Like, and that's just something that's just a people thing. I don't think it's a black people thing. It's just people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was just telling my white coworker at work, my allergies was fucking with me, his was fucking with him. He went to hand me a Benadryl. I said, hell no, I'm gonna be sleeping in the corner if you give me that. What I need to do is go to the local farm and get me some raw honey. Because if I take a teaspoon of that every day, I won't even have allergies no more. People don't
Mm-hmm.
know that. People don't
Mm-hmm.
know clove water. You can do wonders with clove water. Cloves, period.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that. People don't know about turmeric. People don't know about ginger. People don't know. And that's the difference between ignorance and stupidity. So if
Mm-hmm.
someone is ignorant, if they're in a space to learn something and they're
Mm-hmm.
willing to learn and do better,
Mm-hmm.
versus when you're given the opportunity to do better and they still choose to do not the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
that is ignorance versus stupidity.
Right.
You got to pick which side of the fence you're going to be on and which side of the fence you're going to fight for. If people
Mm-hmm.
choose to still be stupid and they have the opportunity to learn otherwise, then that's not your fight.
Right.
They chose their side. Like, that was the choice. But
Mm-hmm.
if people are willing to learn, because I was ignorant to holistic stuff until I had like 3 things be wrong with me in the same week, and I was able to cure it all without having to go get no over the counter nothing. I simply got herbs. But the gag is was crazy when you get insurance, because I have an HSA card, so basically anything over the counter, I can swipe my card for,
Right.
and I have like a spending limit, all the things. But you know what's not covered?
What's up?
Vitamins, herbs, things
Mm-hmm.
that would keep me from having to need over the counter shit. That's not ironic.
Right.
But that takes us to learn those type of things. Everybody doesn't know that. And I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
be mad about people who don't know that. I'm gonna be mad, or not be mad, but I'm gonna be like, shame on you for the people who have the opportunity to learn that and then
Mm-hmm.
still choose to not do that. That's on you. As
Mm-hmm.
a community, they made it a point not to give us those things. Holistic living, that was something that we always did. That's something that dates back to us
Mm-hmm.
since I don't know when. That's shit that we always did. It wasn't no goddamn insulin when the Indians was around.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no like, like they wasn't doing that. Like, so that's that other shit.
Right.
And how is it that you got people who's dying in the community of certain diseases, and you got these celebrities who've been having diseases for years and they're still living?
Right.
It's not ironic.
Right. I get it. I can understand that.
You gotta learn certain things, and I mean, I ain't gonna be mad at you for not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had the opportunity to learn and you chose to still be stupid, that's on you.
Right. And so my audience, I'll say this real quick. My audience doesn't exist. And what I mean by my audience doesn't exist, the people that know better don't need what I'm saying. The people that don't know better are the ones that I'm trying to talk to and also bring up. But the fact that they're they're not willing to hear things from a person like me makes it basically it doesn't exist because they won't acknowledge a person like me. They just they look
Shame on
at
them.
and and that's the reason why even though people don't pay attention to me, I still keep going, I still keep trying, but at the same
As you
time,
should.
the people that my bad, I'm sorry, I just got a notification. But the people that I want to reach, so that's the thing about my page too. You'll see a lot of people get on my page and they'll have disagreements. And I'm okay with certain people having disagreements with me, because at least when I know you disagreeing with me, you're disagreeing with me, which I'm in for the whole conversation. No matter which side it is, I still think we can do better from all perspectives.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing everything right, whether you're not doing everything right. I believe we can do better on all accords. But whenever I do this on my page, I'm like, what happens is the people that I'm trying to speak to hide behind the ones that I'm not trying to speak to and make themselves a part of the equation, that, whatever. The the
Not your problem, not your monkey, not your show.
mhm. The people that use parenting doesn't come with a rule book. The ones that do just struggle with things coming from raising the kids. Like, just, natural kid growing processes that you have to bump your knee on. The people like that will tune in and then say stuff against what I gotta say. Fine with them. But the people that go out here and do a lot of stupid shit, a lot of bad shit, a lot of wrong shit, will jump in behind them and say, "Yeah, girl, because he don't know." And it's like, but I'm talking to you though. I wasn't talking to them. I'm talking to you. I see what you do
They
on a
knew
regular.
they knew who you was talking to begin with, but it was easier for them to hide behind that person than to take accountability with
Mm-hmm.
a grain of salt, whether they like the delivery or not, whatever their regard was, and then just you know better, you do better. Some people genuinely don't want to know better or do better, and there's nothing you can do with them people. Like, I want to save everybody all the time, like dead ass. If I could, like, I want to save everybody all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
some people are not receptive of what you have to be able to give them, and that is not your fault. It's
Right.
literally not. As long as your delivery is unbiased, as long
Mm-hmm.
as you're speaking genuinely, not out of a place of malice, not out of a place
Mm-hmm.
of trauma, like, as long as you're speaking genuinely, people's gonna have, I love to have a conversation where we can go back and forth. My
Mm-hmm.
point of us, we can disagree. My point is not to make you believe what I believe. If that's what it ends up being, okay, that's what it is. But
Mm-hmm.
as long as I can gain a better understanding of you and you have
Mm-hmm.
a better understanding of me, great. Good talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
I'm okay with that. But that don't be, some people are not going into that conversation with that perception. They're going
Mm-hmm.
into that conversation. People don't listen to, people do not listen to understand. People listen to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
you
that's
can
true.
go through the
Okay.
whole spiel and you can say everything. But their whole point in having raising the concern was to say what they initially came in to say. They ain't
Mm-hmm.
heard nothing that you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going, and you arguing with somebody like that ain't gonna do nothing but piss you off. Like, because you're not gonna ever get it. You don't want to get it. Like, you don't want to get it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
So,
that is not, and maybe eventually they may come around, they may not. Maybe it's Maybelline, but that's not your cross to bear. At the
right.
end of the day, they have to deal with themselves. They
Mm-hmm.
have to deal with them children. And
Mm-hmm.
you just don't change what it is that you're setting out to do based off of what other people do.
Uh-huh.
Fuck people.
Right. So I'm gonna ask you a question and I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna leave it with this. So a lot of time
Oh
in
Lord.
my regular life, whenever I'm talking to people and stuff like that, they say, "Tonio, you're holding a grudge. You're not doing this because of whatever reason that they come up with. They don't look at it as the genuinosity. They look at it like me holding a grudge. When you've heard me speak all this time, does it seem like I've been speaking in a way of education, or have I been speaking in a way of like drudging up the past to try to like use it and weaponize it? Or does it look genuine, or does it look like there's something else behind it, just in your opinion?
I will say, and
Mm-hmm.
I will give you the question right back since
Mm-hmm.
we're ending it off on. So I will say, I feel like it's a combination. And I will say this, you're intelligent enough, you have an understanding enough, you want to understand certain things, and you set out to understand certain things.
Yeah.
There is a level of understanding that you do have based off of how you were raised and what you had to go through. which is
Mm,
very fair. That's very valid. But that's why also I don't know where you are as a man when it comes to therapy.
mm-hmm.
I do feel like our black men need therapy. Like, and you may say, and I'm not saying you when I say you, I'm speaking in general.
I don't get it.
I feel like black people, period. We've been traumatized since the fucking beginning of time. And when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to black men, that's why when it comes to like any man that I deal with, like I don't want to argue with you every day. I don't want to be problematic to you. I don't want to. You're dealing with the weight of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're dealing with the weight of trauma. We grew up around kids. We were kids. People dying around us. We should never have to experience that.
Right.
Like we were walking past trap houses and all type of other crazy shit. And like as a man, like you were saying, the stigma that's placed on you, like, oh, I'm in school, I'm trying to live this way, and I see the dope dealers and the people treating women like trash, and I feel like I gotta rise to that. That is trauma. That is traumatic. So I
Mm-hmm.
will say, to answer your question, I feel like your responses and your opinion comes from many places. And I feel like that is very much respected. I respect it. But I do think just in the long run, when it comes to you personally, you,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not in therapy, I think that you should get in therapy. You should invest in therapy. That does not make you a weak person. If anything, women love an emotionally available man. Like dead ass. Love me a man who know how to feel the feels. Like, yes, please don't tell me that I'm tripping when I'm really crashing out. Like, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to crash out and knock everything over. Like, you know, and even for you, like, I want to be able to have, you know, so I will say to answer your question, I feel like your opinions and your aspect comes from many different places, and I respect all of it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So I just feel like I said, to answer, your tribe is your vibe. And if people is not fucking with what you got to say, oh well, as long as they heard you, if it fall on deaf ears, that's your ears. That ain't my ears. I said what the fuck I said.
Right.
Whether you was receptive or not, that's your cross to bear. That's something you gotta deal with. If I told you that you was an ain't shit ass parent and you choose to still be ain't shit, and I told you exactly where you wasn't shit at, not my monkey, not my show. And you can set out to be genuine as much as you want to be, like that ass, and
Mm-hmm.
continue to be a genuine person. Do not change who you are because people aren't receptive for you. Change your audience, and that's it. Continue to be who the fuck you are because they're gonna be who they are.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like,
But I'm gonna say this. This interview ain't gonna get as much playtime as it really should. I really hope that people do double back because this was a great conversation. Kiara, that's on here, me and her, we've had great conversations. Like I really do appreciate y'all taking the time out.
period.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like her, like she's been rocking with me for a while. She like you see she's been in here for a while. Like she comes on and she rocks with us. So I really do appreciate that. And I do plan on doing these things again in the future. Like I hope that we can do this again because this was great. Like this is great conversation. I
Yeah.
really love doing stuff like this. But I hope you have more. I know you was probably nervous and didn't know how this was going to go and all of that, but yeah, I told you it was gonna be fun.
I've
It's
had fun. Like, you know, I'm opinionated as fuck. Like, I'm gonna say what I got to say. Like, and said what I said. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, it never gave pick me. It never gave weirdo. Like I said what I said. And if you feel any way about how you feel, that's on you. I am not responsible for your feelings, babe.
right, right.
Whatever. This was a great experience. And actually, I'm setting up crazy thing. I had found an actual microphone in my laundry room. I was like, oh shit. Found the microphone, and then I look up and my people was just like, oh, you found that microphone, throw that whole away. I got a whole setup for you. Here you go, free things. I even got one of them things where I can do like the reaction, like I can do crowd cheers, I can do booing. I feel like iCarly in this bitch. So next time you might be featuring on my shit. Like,
If you want me on there,
oh,
please.
thank you, Kiara.
I really do appreciate it.
Whole
I really
time,
do.
next time I might have you as a special guest.
Like, listen, I'm always down for it. Damn. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna text you because it's I gotta post this, and I ain't really got an editor system right now, but I'm gonna text you in just a second.
All the things. Well, good night, America.
All right, y'all have a good one, and thank you for rocking with us, Kiara.